How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Sigmas and Gamers, and today we just recently got a projected, but not an official, but a projected release date for both co-op and the Forge mode that should be coming to Halo Infinite at some point. And so yeah, without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this, shall we? So basically, as you can see right here, judging by the title of this article, it looks like the co-op mode for Halo Infinite is scheduled to be releasing sometime in August, and while also for the Forge mode, though, but at least like the beta version, in and that should be coming out in September. But as of right now, this is subject to change, and so yeah. And as you can see, what we see written in this article, it's been a long wait for Halo Infinite's campaign co-op, and we still have a summer of waiting ahead before it arrives. A Halo Infinite blog post published Friday lays out what to expect for the remainder of 2022, beginning with the Season 2's launch on May 2nd. Or I thought it was May 3rd, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, by the way. So campaign co-op has, in quotes, a late August target, putting it square in the middle of Season 2. Infinite's second season stretches until the 7th of November, which is usually along for a live service game. The blog post stresses 343's biggest priority remains the health of its developers and getting into sustainable development rhythm so that we can deliver a great experience to all of you while maintaining the healthy work-life balance. Well, I hope they're doing the right things, especially after what we had to deal with the Coop, to where everybody had to telework, and which made working on this game a lot more challenging, despite being in development for about 6 years and not really getting 100% of everything when it comes to multiplayer. But although the campaign experience is really great, and it's hands down one of my favorites in the series, but I digress. I'm getting off topic. Let's get back to this. So, and then they continue saying that we know we need to deliver more content and more features more quickly. Staying true to the priority zero means that sometimes we need to slow down in order to stay healthy and move faster later, but we're also aggressively looking at the ways to accelerate. Campaign co-op was promised for Season 2 when Halo Infinite released last year, so it is essentially coming in on target, even if the season is lasting longer than expected. It won't arrive fully formed in August. However, network play will be available at first, with split screen coming later in a later date in Season 3. And Network's co-op August date is listed as a target, which 343 describes as dates that will become more certain over time. It's not quite a lot just yet. However, some good news though is that Forge may be arriving before its original schedule on Season 3, though again with a caveat. It's listed for an open beta targeting for September. 343 Industries explains the goal is to let Forge into players' hands more quickly so that custom maps can start making their way into multiplayer. And in a statement to that, they say, we have successfully have Forge in private flighting with a limited audience for some time, so we have decided to forego a large-scale formal flighting program and go right into the open beta. With this approach, we can get the core Forge tools out of everyone's quicker, while also remaining focused on our core priority of continuing to improve foundational aspects of Halo Infinite. Forge will persist from the open beta onwards, evolving and growing over time. Sounds like exactly what they did with the Halo 5 Forge, as they just added new features, new textures, and new items into it as the game progressed during the first era of way back in 2016 to be exact. So in addition to Forge and online co-op, Season 2 includes a new game modes, 2 new maps, and the ability to replay campaign missions. Yes! Ability to replay campaign missions in Season 2. That's exactly what we need for the Halo Infinite's campaign. As someone who actually really enjoyed it personally, to where it's just oh man, now I'm going to be very meticulous on trying to complete certain levels so that way I can find these hidden skulls and all the good jazz. And now it looks like the fact that we're going to have replayable campaign missions, this is definitely going to fix it. But however, with the RPG elements, I wonder how they're going to actually implement it. But hey, only time will tell, and we'll find out how it will all play out once we get into Season 2. It was starting next month, of course. So earlier today, Nat wrote that Halo Infinite's first season put its worst foot forward, and hopefully with Season 2, if it finds itself on a surer ground. And so yeah, that's going to be it for today's news, guys. And gotta say, with Season 2 come around the corner and also due to the fact that it's going to be a lot longer than the first season in terms of like trying to get Forge and co-op mode out and so on. But and just like trying to get definitely gonna like take all the free time just trying to maintain that work-life balance, especially like I said before, just after dealing with the Coop to where people had to telework and made communications a lot more challenging, and just getting a little bit of a different output than what was expected after waiting 6 years of development for Halo Infinite to come out back in December 2021. We'll also play the beta version in November 2021. And then yeah, I gotta say, just we gotta get rid of all that mold and rust, and so that we kind of try to get back in the groove of things and actually retain that rhythm that we once had before all this madness happened in this decade. And but hey, all I can say is as much as I like Halo Infinite, but I will try to get my own personal criticisms to Halo Infinite, so that way they can actually have a better product over time, since this is going to be going on for 10 years, and not going to trash them and all that stuff, because just like constant negativity with no constructive criticism is just like really bad for morale. Especially it's due to the fact it's now just like an echo chamber here on Twitter, to where you have all these weak beta males just screaming and yelling and saying, "Oh, 343 sucks. They'll never be good as Bungie." But these guys, which is actually, in my personal opinion, completely false, because personally for me, I actually met some of those guys in person, and they actually even are very serious about trying to deliver the best product they can. But you know how it is, just not everything that 343 does is their fault. It's just sometimes just things kind of get in the way with the business practices with Microsoft and all that. And yeah, I know I'm going to be called 343 shield for actually sound like I'm defending 343, but I just want to hopefully this will actually encourage more people to actually be more open-minded and actually develop better way of thinking, instead of just pointing fingers at them, saying this company sucks because they're not giving the exact output that they wanted, and just throwing a temper tantrum all that stuff. And well, right now I'm just kind of rambling a little bit, because I know personally for me, even I'm kind of frustrated with the current state of Halo Infinite, but at the same time, I'm also very optimistic for seeing that it'll actually have a better future, and that they're actually doing the best they can with it. And so yeah, enough ranting and rambling right now. So that's going to be it for today's video, guys. And if you found it to be helpful and informative, then be sure to drop a like as always, because it does help the channel out a lot. And for more news on related to Halo Infinite and all good jazz, go ahead and subscribe to this channel as well, and also hit the bell to be notified when my next video is going to drop. And if you got any thoughts or opinions based on what we got from the recent news about what we can expect from both Forge and Co-op in Season 2 and maybe Season 3, then go ahead and sign off in the comment section below, get a discussion going, because I would love to hear your thoughts on this. But definitely try to keep it as simple as possible. And thank you so much for watching, and we will catch you all in the next one.